Okay, let me start. So in this lecture, I am going to talk about demodulation in digital modulation schemes. So basically, our subject of interest now is the demodulation of both the baseband and passband digital modulations. Baseband modulation, baseband digital modulation, and passband digital modulation. So we have these two types of modulations. Till now we have discussed. To this we are going to discuss demodulation of these two types of modulated waveforms. So how to demodulate this? So we come to demodulation. Okay. So far we have talked about various possible ways in which we can put data onto a waveform. So you have the incoming data and pre-decided waveform. You have the modulator, right? Digital modulators, and you have set of waveforms in every bit intervals. You have some waveforms. So this is called bit interval, and sometimes it is called a simple interval based on your different types of digital modulation schemes. So essentially what we did is we put data onto a waveform for communication through a waveform channel, because we need to communicate, right? So we need to put the data onto a waveform channel. So this modulation scheme could be in baseband modulation scheme, or it could be a passband modulation scheme, and depending on what kind of channels you are finally going to use. So based on the channel condition and what type of channel that you are decided, you can choose in either baseband digital modulation scheme or passband digital modulation scheme. Okay, so we have seen how to map from data to waveforms. Now we like to go from waveforms to data. So the demodulator is essentially, you have the received waveform, and you have demodulator, okay, to data streams. So this is the job of your demodulator. So you have to do the reverse mapping. So it is a conversion back to data. So what you get is your a contaminated waveform by noise, and that waveform you have to convert back into data. So that is the function of your demodulator. So that's the job of the digital demodulator do. So its function is precisely the opposite kind of mapping, but it is not just an inverse mapping, because you should appreciate that fact. The job of modulator is comparatively simpler. Why? You have a incoming data stream and a set of waveforms, and you map the set of waveforms onto the incoming data streams based on the bits. But that is not the way which you are going to do in demodulator, because in the modulators you have some pre-decided set of waveforms, right? And that modulator essentially carries out the implementation of your rule from data bits to choice of one of these waveforms. For example, when I say BPSK, when 0 comes, you map onto say one waveform S0 of t, and 1 comes, you map onto S1 of t. Suppose if you say in QPSK, then if the input combination is like S1 1 of t, you transmit S0 of t. When 0 1, then you transmit S1 of t. Then 1 0, transmit S3 of t. Then 0 0, you transmit S2 of t, and so on and so forth, right? So this is very simple. It's just mapping from incoming data stream to one of the waveforms. So these are all like pre-decided waveforms, pre-decided or pre-designed waveforms. You just do the implementation, that's all. It's a mapping rule. But unfortunately that is not the case in demodulator. So because you will not get one of these sent waveforms. See, these are the waveforms you are sending onto the channel, but these waveforms you will not get in the output, because these waveforms are distorted by noise, distortion, and other kinds of impairments. For example, interference from other channels. Therefore, whatever you are sending these waveforms, it is contaminated by noise, then distortion, and then interference from other channels. So therefore you will not get the clean waveform or clean pulse at the output. What you send at the transmitter is a clean pulse, but what you get at the receiver is not clean pulse. It is completely contaminated by noise, distortion and interference. And therefore the job for the demodulator to carry out the so-called inverse function, namely this interpretive waveform into a sequence of binary bits, is a relatively non-trivial one. Therefore you have interpretive waveforms, that is the waveform is completely distorted by noise and you have to convert to data sequence. So this is the job of your demodulator. Sequence of binary bits, data sequence or sequence of binary bits, and this job is a relatively non-trivial process by the demodulator as compared to the job of the modulator. So modulator is very simple, okay, which is rather a straightforward function. So you design set of waveforms and you frame some rules. Based on that rule you just map it, that's all about a modulated part. But a demodulator is not like that, so it is a non-trivial one compared to the demodulator. So therefore demodulator, I can say a demodulator converts a received a noisy waveform. Why is it received noisy waveform? Because the clean pulse is contaminated by noise, interference and distortion. Waveform into a sequence of symbols or bits. So that's a job of the demodulator. So let me put it in the form of a picture. So I have a demodulator, and to the input to the demodulator is noisy waveforms. And output is stream of symbols. Or I can say stream of bits. Okay, so what we are talking about the demodulators is how to judge whether you got a good demodulator or not so good a demodulator. So how do you say, on what basis you will decide, or on what basis you will come up with, okay, my demodulator is very good, okay, that this demodulator is not good. So the performance of a demodulator in a digital communication environment is really decided or judged by its ability to give you very low error rates. So when I say very good demodulator, then it should have very low error rates. So I'm sorry, nearby my house there is a big tree, and there are so many sparrows and bats that keep on making no noise. I cannot say noise, but no, that also making some kind of sound. So kindly bear it. So very low error rates. That means as low error probability as it is possible. So what you call that is probability of error. Probability of error. So it is denoted by small p suffix small e. So one would really like to have very low error rates. Okay, when your received waveform is impaired by the noise, distortion and interference. Therefore, low error rates in the presence of channel impairments is the desired one for a demodulator. Okay, so this is just an introduction to the demodulator of digital modulation scheme, and from this point onwards in the next lecture we will continue, like what is the optimum demodulator could be for a given modulation scheme, what are the different types of modulators are available, and how do you study the optimum demodulator, all those things. For example, generally people will use matched filters or correlated receivers. These two are considered as optimal demodulators. And there is a whole lot of mathematical tool or mathematical subject, theoretical subject in the name of detection theory, detection and estimation theory. Okay, so that we will discuss in the upcoming lectures. So at this point, let me stop. So this is just a brief introduction about digital demodulation. So what are the attributes that we need to consider in digital demodulation? What is the typical function of the digital demodulator? Okay, so the next class we will meet. Okay, thank you very much.